I think I came to it because it was like a blank canvas. You can make something out of these disparate parts. So it's always nice to come home and be able to have that creative release in the kitchen. Both my grandmas were absolutely phenomenal chefs. My one grandma would make pierogies every Christmas time, and that's one of my fondest food memories, and I think that's kind of where it sparked my interest in cooking. And then of course my parents, they're absolutely great cooks. When I was younger, I was so jealous because they would have like a gourmet club. So they would invite their friends over and each person would bring a different dish. And I remember being so jealous that I couldn't sit at the table with them and eat. You know, I was downstairs with the other kids. I think that's had a huge influence on me. Like now I have my own like cookbook club here. So I'm my parents. 5 or 6 years ago, I started watching the Food Network and you know, all of these things, and I really got interested in it. But then it was to the point where it was like an obsession, and it kind of spiraled down into like disordered eating because now I'm like a type A perfectionist. I automatically reach for control with food, and that kind of caused me to develop an unhealthy relationship with food. But throughout these past few years, I've really learned more about cooking, and I've learned to appreciate food and love it again. I would say for me, it's the simple foods. So obviously bread. I make bread all the time. It's become a routine for me. I make it every Sunday, and then I'll make loaves throughout the week to give to friends. I think it teaches people that you don't have to have all these fancy ingredients to make something really beautiful. We talked about where I see it going.
Yeah.
What food means to me.
Can you talk about sourdough?
Yeah. I see it as this metaphor for life, which is so funny. It's a 12-hour process, it's a long time, but the end product is worth every single painstaking detail that it takes. You'll be able to cut some of this out. Okay, cool. It starts with flour and water and salt, and it's just 3 ingredients, and you mix them up, and you have to wait a really long time for it to rise, and you have to fold it and knead it and all of these things. But at the end of the day, it transforms into this whole different form, just from simple ingredients and a little bit of patience and perseverance. And I just think that's the coolest thing ever. And I think of that so many times in my life where I'm like, oh, this is so hard, this is taking so long, when is it ever gonna be done? But then once you finally achieve that goal, it's like you're sitting down and you're eating the most wonderful piece of toast, and that's the best reward ever, you know?
That was a wonderful answer.
Okay.
I'm glad we answered that.